Let's say you have a great idea. Maybe it's a tool your team needs, an app your clients keep asking for, or the next big thing like TikTok or Instagram. But then come the roadblocks: finding developers, managing timelines and budgets, or even learning how to code yourself. And before you know it, you're stuck and your big idea goes nowhere. Well, today I'm testing something that might change that. It's called Hostinger Horizons, and they claim you can build any app or web app or website simply by describing what you want. And this is a sponsored video, but I'm genuinely curious. Can this actually help you turn your ideas into reality without the usual roadblocks? Well, let's find out. So here's the thing: whether you're a freelancer or you're running an agency or you're building a startup, having an online presence isn't optional anymore. But building a professional website or web app usually means months of development and huge budgets. Horizons is basically like having a developer, designer, and copywriter in one AI. You just chat with it in plain language, and it builds actual websites and web applications, complete with databases, user accounts, payment processing, the whole thing. What makes this interesting is it's built by Hostinger, who've been in the hosting game for over 20 years and serve nearly 4 million people worldwide. So when they say they can handle the hosting, domains, and scaling, they've actually got the infrastructure to back that up. Plus, this platform integrates with services like PayPal, Stripe, Supabase, and Google AdSense. It works in 80 plus languages and handles all the technical stuff, pretty much everything in one place. Now, to test this platform, I'm going to build a simple task manager app. As someone who's working on multiple projects at the same time, I'm always looking for ways to um, keep productive and work more efficiently. So let's jump into Horizons and get started. Now, you can go to horizons.hostinger.com. You can create an account there. And once you do, you'll be able to see this UI, which is very simple. All you got to do is describe what you want to create, and the AI will do that for you. Now, you have three ways of doing that. You can either type what you want in plain language, as I said, but you also have the option to upload an image, and the AI will interpret that and will try and generate the project based on the image contents, or you can use voice even to describe what you want. I'm going to keep things simple and just paste in a prompt that I prepared for this video. So the prompt looks something like this. I'm going to ask it to create a personal task management app called Task List Pro. And here's what I need. Core features: I want to be able to add, edit, and delete tasks, mark those tasks as complete, incomplete, set due dates, add priority levels for the tasks, and have simple categories or tags for organization. And the interface should be clean, in a dashboard style, showing all the tasks. And I also want to be able to filter by completion status, priority, or due date. And I also want a search functionality. And of course, this design should be responsive. It should work on all screen sizes. So with that said, let's click on send, and the platform will start doing its thing. So it's working on it. Let me actually zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. I can see some code here in the background. I'm not sure if it's a generic animation or it's the actual code that's being generated. And here on the left side, the platform actually tells me that, okay, I'm about to build this and that, and it kind of gives me a a bullet point or a list of everything that's doing, and it's also telling me what file it's currently working on, which is pretty cool. So it's been a few minutes now, I think like maybe 2-3 minutes. And I like the fact that the AI just keeps on communicating with me. It tells me that, hold on, your task list pro is ready to rock. And it actually tells me when you're ready to upgrade from local storage to Supabase for cloud sync and backup, you'll need to complete these steps. So it actually gives me some instructions on what to do next. All right, so let's take a look at Task List Pro. Right off the bat, very interesting design here. Definitely not what I expected, but it's a good surprise. Usually these types of AIs generate like a typical standardized layout, but I like the fact that it's, you know, a little bit more colorful. So let's see, let's test it. Let's create my first task. Nice, modal window. Take the dog out for a walk. I can enter a task description, priority, category. Okay, let's say work. Does this work? Yes, it does. Let's say today's date, create task. Nice. Okay, so description, priority, work, date. Can I click these? I cannot, but I can click this and add multiple categories. Let's say work, personal. So it's both work and personal. Okay, that works. So I can check this and it updates the completed task. Nice, I like it. I can uncheck it and I can also delete it. Nice. And I also get notifications right here, which I can dismiss. Super cool. Yeah, very, very interesting. Okay, let's ask it for a change. I don't like the fact that like this text right here is kind of hard to see at times. So let's ask it to make the 4 cards at the top darker so the text has better contrast. This is a relatively easy thing to change. So let's see how well it does that and how fast it does it. Okay, so it did something. It updated one file. Right here it said that it updated index.css. And yes, these do seem a little bit darker. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's create some more tasks and test the other functionality. Let's say task 1, medium. This notification covers the plus button. We might want to change that. Task 2, let's change the priority to high. Let's also add a due date. Let's see if I make a due date in the past. Does it say overdue? It doesn't say overdue, but it does have a red color, which could signify that it's overdue. Let's add task 3, which we're gonna place in the future. Let's make this low. So I think actually the color of these tasks is related to their priority and not by the due date. So I guess that's fine. Okay, let's search task. Let's search for task 2. Nice. So it updates in real time. That's nice. And I can filter these by priority, by category, and I can remove those filters. Let's see if I add category here as work and I add category here as, I don't know, new project. Are these populated here? Yes, they are. Nice. So this is working great, actually. There are some interesting features here, like switch to text editing mode. Okay, so this allows us to actually edit the text right here without having to tell the AI. Interesting. Okay, this text can be changed only through chat. So some things work. You can change them right here. Some others, okay, don't I'm not sure why that is. I can't even change these. All right. Let's test the mobile view. Yeah, it's responsive. It's nice. Can I resize this? No, I cannot. So I can only switch between desktop and mobile. Okay. Let's ask it to change one more thing. I'm going to tell it to place the or change the position of the notifications to, let's say, upper right, so they don't cover the add button. Well, that was fast. Okay, let's create a new task. Nice. So it moved it up here. It still works properly. Let's also ask it to change the color scheme and make everything darker using a more muted color scheme. And the AI seems to communicate very well. It just told me that, of course, I'll give your Task List Pro a sleek, darker, and more muted color scheme for a focused modern look. And look, it's actually looking pretty good. I much more prefer this than what we had before. Let's create a new task and see what it looks like. I think this is much cleaner. Really interesting so far. Let's actually publish this. You can go to the upper right corner and hit publish. And that's going to publish it on a subdomain for Hostinger. But you can also add your own domain, which is really cool. It tells us that, okay, we published successfully. We can actually view this site. And here it is live on Purple Aardvark. numbers.hostingersite.com. That's how the URL looks like. And that was really fast. Let's see, does this work? It does work. Super. Wow, nice. So this was published, but as I was saying, you can actually connect your own domain. If you have a custom domain and you want to add that. And it's really easy actually with Hostinger because, Hostinger is a hosting company. So you can do everything domain related through them. You can buy the domain, apply it to this, get started with the email, and a bunch of other services like Supabase, which is used for more complex workflows with databases and user authentication and stuff like that. And they make it really easy for you. You just click here, you go to your Hostinger dashboard, right? And you would go to domains, and you would just click these options here: get new domain, or you can also transfer your domain. And then you can go to the website list, and you can apply that new domain to what you just created. Okay, so that was actually pretty impressive. The fact that it understood exactly what I wanted to create without me having to explain like every little detail, I think that's the kind of AI understanding that really matters. And the speed at which this app was developed, well, we're talking minutes instead of, weeks. And, you can keep on asking for more changes and really perfecting the app or website that you're creating. And that's going to take you hours, but we're talking minutes and hours and not weeks or months, which is just monumental, right? For someone who, what wants to test an idea maybe or build an MVP, a minimum viable product, this could be a game changer, really. Another advantage to using this platform is the integrated hosting. So you don't need to use a separate service to handle, the hosting, the SSL certificates, the emails. None of that. Hostinger provides everything you need, which is super, super cool. Now, as cool as this platform is, there are some limitations from what I've found. Nothing deal breaking, but it's important to mention them, even though this is a sponsored tutorial. If I see something that I don't think is right, I'm just going to tell it as it is. So, the first thing that I'm not very happy with is this text editing mode, this text editing feature. I mean, the feature itself is great. The fact that you can just click on a text and change the content like this, but I don't understand why it doesn't work for all the text elements. That's something to work on, I guess. Something else is related to the responsive view, or rather the mobile/desktop view. I wish I was able to resize this to any size I wanted, not just between desktop and mobile. This will allow me to preview the project on any screen size, even though that's not really a problem since we can see a preview of it and we can resize the browser window here. So not really a huge issue, but it would have been nice to have. And finally, I don't like the fact that there is no access, direct access to the code. I mean, you can click on the menu here on the top and you can export the code, which is fine, but there is no way to see that code right here in the app. And that might turn off some developers who maybe want to make direct tweaks to the code. So look, this is sponsored content, but I'm genuinely surprised by how well it worked. And I believe that if you have an app or a website idea that you've been sitting on, well, you might as well just launch it today. Now, Horizons includes a 7-day free trial and a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it. And if you want to check it out, go ahead and click on the link in the video description and use the coupon code ADIPURDILA that you can see here on the screen right now for 10% off your first purchase. Either that's a monthly or a yearly plan. So again, click on the link in the video description and use my coupon code ADIPURDILA to get 10% off your first purchase. Now, question, what would you build with something like this? Drop your ideas in the comments, and if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Adi, and I will see you next time.